Hi everyone, thanks for coming along tonight on this fairly damp, awful, miserable day to hear about damp, awful, miserable things. But it's good to see you all. Thanks for coming out as always. We're always really happy to get the support that we do, so it's good to see you all. We've got a pretty full agenda for you this evening. Not necessarily in that order, but those people. So I've got very little to say tonight, don't worry, other than introduce people and tell you what if you're noisy and naughty. People at the back, Dan. Bruce is going to give you a little update, not a load, but a couple of slides. Then we've got Gwen and Emma from Newcastle Council. Always good to see you, so I'm happy to have you. I've started well, haven't I? I've lost you already. I can only be offended by that. And who else have we got? We've got Rob Harrison, who is going to talk about property defects, how to spot them, water ingress, your damp, your gutter, all of those things, which could be something that you need to know about in this wet, damp weather. And we've also got Anthony Hunter from Environment, who probably half you know from all over the place, but so we've got a lot to get through, so we'll not mess around. So I'm Martin Wardle from Robson Ada, as you know. I'm a tax advisor. This is us. Just read the banner. I'm not going to pitch you tonight. I thought it was worth mentioning. I don't know if you all saw the petition that I'm not expecting you to read that, by the way. But did you see the petition that went round to ask for the House of Commons to kind of look at the landlord tax relief position? Well, we've got a response in the week. Did everyone see this? Did you read it and think, well, they've nailed that. They understand the sector. Yeah? Just to zoom in, if you haven't seen this, so basically they've said, the government will continue to set mortgage interest relief against blah, blah, blah. The government has responded. I'll highlight this with the jester's hat. That's the only appropriate thing I thought of. Responsibility to make sure the income tax system is fair. Yeah? I like my figures, so I'll just show you this one slide of figures, and you can tell me whether you think this is fair. But let's say someone makes £1 and they're a basic rate taxpayer, they'll pay 20% tax, 20 pence. Higher rate taxpayer in exactly the same position would have a bill of £2,000 on a £1 profit. Most people don't know how to work out this kind of percentage, but it's 200,000% tax rate. I'm not sure that's fair. I could be wrong, but we all could just be wrong. But I just think the person who's wrote the response or whoever's involved in the team just doesn't understand the situation. It's as simple as that. If they saw that, they would think that makes no sense at all. And I've got to give a shout out to someone, wherever he is, he won't want us to thank him publicly, but a chap at the back who sent me the email. It also said, it's interesting that one of the things they've said is we don't want you to get too much relief, you need to get the same relief as basic taxpayers. But what about all the other expenses that you pay, which you do still get a full deduction for? Does that mean they're going to stop giving you a full credit for your repairs? I don't think so. But their own argument doesn't even stack up. It makes no sense. You shouldn't get 40% relief on interest, but you can still have 40% relief on repairs, management fees. It doesn't even stack up. So I thought that was just worth mentioning. I have put something like that on my LinkedIn. Feel free to share it, tag any landlords, and ask them if they think it's fair. Because I think more people need to know what landlords are going through. It's not every landlord, I get that. It's not every person. But it's enough landlords are in this position with increasing interest rates that it is a big problem. And of course, what we're going to be talking about tonight is a whole load of issues which all cost money to resolve. And we're moving on to damp and mold and those types of things. If you have a house that's riddled with damp, it doesn't really matter who's caused it, you're going to end up paying for it somehow, aren't you? You're going to need money to do that. How are you meant to keep your properties in good order if you're paying 200,000% tax? I'm not sure it's as easy as people think. Yeah, I know we're all millionaire, evil, capitalist pigs, but I think that's a bit harsh. So anyway, I'm not going to rabbit on. What I will say is, I don't know if I mentioned this last time or not, but the autumn statement, and there was a worst kept secret, basically making tax digital has been deferred now. which I think is a bad thing. You might be sitting there thinking, that's great. I don't want inland revenue. They force me to use software that has access to my bank account, all of those things. It's been deferred. It was coming in April 24, it's now coming in April 26. If your gross property income is more than £50,000, 10 Tyneside flats, 2 HMOs, a couple of holiday lets, those kind of numbers, from April 26 you'll have to do quarterly reporting. April 27 the threshold's coming down to 30. So within 5 years, most landlords, I think the average property is 10, all average landlords are going to have to be doing quarterly figures. We think it's a good idea to get a lead on this. So Robson Laidlaw, we will be putting an event on to talk about some of the things you can do to get ready for Minting Tax Digital, because it's not actually just about doing the revenues bidding, as it were. There are some advantages to having up-to-date figures, as you would imagine. So more will be shared about that as we put the event on. Keep an eye out for that. Also, we've had the autumn statement. This is our review. If you look at the Robson Laidlaw YouTube channel, we've done an autumn statement review. I thought this was funny while I was typing it this afternoon. We've reviewed it. Unbelievable characters and a poor plot made the statement a tricky watch. The only redeeming feature is that it could have been a lot worse. We gave it 2 stars. If you want to know what happened in the autumn statement, there's a video there, you can watch it. It's easy to it's easily accessible. There's no jargon in it. You can watch it and see if there's anything in there you need to know about. Because I know a lot of us have got other things than just plot. It's there to watch on the channel. That's me. I'm going to pass you over to Bruce now, who's going to talk to you for a little bit. Then we've got the council. Thank you very much, everyone.